Right now, a professional football player is sitting on the bench at the FIFA World Cup in North America. He hasn't touched the ball, he hasn't even broken a sweat. Yet, because his country survived the group stage, he is guaranteed to walk away with nearly 80,000 euros gross. If his team reaches the quarterfinals, that benchwarmer takes home over 182,000 euros. To earn that exact same amount in the Tour de France, the most grueling sporting event on the planet, you can't just win a stage. You can't just win two. You literally have to stand on the final podium in Paris. Welcome to the bizarre, borderline, heartbreaking world of sports finance, where the absolute king of cycling economics earns less than a football player who just watches the game. The structural paradox. If you look at the sports business model, professional cycling and football aren't even playing the same sport. Let's look at the hard, undeniable numbers behind money in cycling. For the 2026 Tour de France, the total cycling prize money distributed among all 23 teams, 184 riders over 21 days of racing is exactly 2,302,800 euros. Now let's look at the FIFA World Cup. At the very end of this video, we'll tell you how much the players of the US MNT, the USA national men's football or soccer team, would individually earn from a world title. Before a single ball is kicked, FIFA hands every single participating nation 2.2 million euros just to cover preparation costs, plus an 8.8 million euro participation fee. That is 11 million euros per country. Think about the finance behind that. One single football country gets nearly 5 times the entire prize money fund of the whole Tour de France just for packing their bags and showing up. Why? It comes down to the underlying revenue streams. FIFA sells tickets and astronomical TV rights for enclosed stadiums. The Tour de France is played on public roads. Access is entirely free. If you're a cycling fan, you pay €0 to watch the greatest show on earth. But that leaves the financial health of the sport completely reliant on corporate sponsors. The loser's fee. Let's climb the sports revenue ladder. What happens when you lose? If a football nation gets knocked out in the round of 32, FIFA writes them a check for 10.5 million euros. If they crash out in the round of 16, that number jumps to 14 million euros. Megastars like Kylian Mbappé or Harry Kane don't even look at these numbers, but the federations bang them all the same. Now let's look at cycling's version of a participation trophy. If a cyclist suffers through 3 weeks of crashes, rain and brutal mountain passes and finishes anywhere between 20th and 160th place in Paris, they receive a flat rate of exactly 1,000 euros. You could have 140 riders finishing the tour and their combined prize money wouldn't even equal 1% of what a football association gets for losing a single knockout game. The Subtop. It gets worse in the quarterfinals. Reaching the final 8 of the World Cup secures a massive 17.6 million euros for the team. In the Tour de France, the entire general classification is a top-heavy financial pyramid. To hit that kind of cycling income, you need to be a true alien on the bike. The rider who finishes 10th gets 3,800 euros. 5th place gets 50,000 euros. 4th place gets 70,000 euros. Even if you're a superstar like Remco Evenepoel and you finish 2nd overall in the greatest race on earth, you earn 200,000 euros. Barely more than a Belgian benchwarmer getting through the quarterfinals. What do you think a rider gets in the Tour to wear the yellow jersey for just one day, or the green or the mountain jersey? We'll tell you in a moment. The daily grind and the jerseys. But wait, what about daily brand visibility? Cyclists get paid per day they wear a leader's jersey, which drives massive value for the cycling team budgets. The legendary yellow jersey pays the wearer 500 euros per day. The green sprint jersey and the polka dot mountain jersey pay 300 euros a day. While that sounds like a decent bonus, imagine a world-class superstar like Mathieu van der Poel fighting for 3 weeks to win the final green jersey in Paris. He gets a grand total of 25,000 euros. The king of the mountains €25,000. That is less than what a top-tier World Cup footballer makes as a basic daily allowance and training bonus during a tournament. The ultimate crown. Which brings us to the grand finale. The ultimate crowning achievement in sports wealth. The nation that lifts the FIFA World Cup trophy earns a staggering €44.7 million. The losing finalist cashes in €29.8 million. The third, €26.3 million, and the fourth, €24.6 million. Individually, depending on the country's federation rules, a winning player banks a personal bonus between €400,000 and €600,000. And the winner of the Tour de France? The man like Jonas Vingegaard or Tadej Pogacar, who stands on the top of the podium after 3 weeks of absolute physical hell, he gets an official check from ASO for just €500,000. The cycling economics plot twist. But here is the insane paradox of cycling finance. The part they don't tell you on TV, and why a professional cycling career looks so different from football. That €500,000 check for winning the yellow jersey, the winner doesn't get to keep that total amount. Cycling is a sport of unwritten laws. Tradition dictates that all prize money won during the 3 weeks, including stage wins, which pay €11,000, is thrown into one giant collective pot. At the end of the race, that pot is divided equally among the other 7 teammates who sacrificed their bodies, plus the mechanics, the soigneurs, and the cooks. After taxes and division among 25 to 35 staff members, how much money do you think the champion of the Tour de France walks away with? We'll tell you straight away, just one moment. The winner of the yellow jersey gets a prize payout of maybe €40,000 to €50,000. So, does a rider like Tadej Pogacar ride for free? Absolutely not. And this is where the true economics of cycling reveal themselves. While the race organizer, ASO, keeps their official prize money shockingly low, even dropping the 2026 total pot by exactly €2,450 compared to 2025, based on having slightly fewer categorized mountain climbs, the World Tour teams operate on private wealth. Top riders negotiate massive private success bonuses directly into their cycling contracts. Pogacar's contract with UAE Team Emirates guarantees him a base cycling salary of around €8 million a year, putting him in a different stratosphere of health. But hidden in the margins is a specific clause. If he wins the Tour de France, his team pays him a private contract bonus of exactly €1 million. That means a top cyclist makes twice as much from a single private team bonus than the entire official first place prize of the historic race itself. This is exactly how mega teams are securing the future of the sport, locking down young talents like Isaac Del Toro or Paul Seixas with lucrative long-term contracts early on. Just like football clubs, the teams are bypassing the organizers entirely to fund the talent. Do you remember that we talked at the beginning about the USMT's individual prize money if they won the World Cup? We'll tell you in a moment. Conclusion. The Tour de France doesn't pay for the victory, it pays for the story, the daily marketing and the aggressive racing that keeps corporate sponsors paying those €1 million private contracts. That is why the total prize money for the FIFA World Cup is no less than €744 million and only €2.3 million for the Tour. The Tour is an economic model built entirely on corporate backing, while football giants like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo build an empire on a sovereign nation of broadcasting billions. By the way, the US Soccer Federation has agreed with the players that they count on a reward of €840,000 per player for a world title, the most of all participating countries. Which sport do you think has the fairer system? The Football Federation millions shared with the Benchwarmers, or the cycling tradition where the king splits his lunch money with the mechanics? Let us know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dive sports finance breakdown, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned at Cycling for Cycling, the Stats.